Back at it with the rudder, and got my trusty mallet, and I pretty much think I've found an area that needs to be opened up. You can really hear a difference. So I got it outlined here. It's kind of hard to see in this light. But there's also a kind of a hump right here that's not on the other side. And so I think I have some justification to open it up at least, and that'll also help me gauge what's going on with this brass piping. And my dog found something interesting. Ava, what's going on? Alright, so I took the oscillating tool, and first I opened up just a little bit, see how thick I was dealing with. This is quite thick. And then I opened up the rest of this, and this little hump right here just seems to be, I don't know what the hell it is. There's the gap I was feeling, all of this. So it doesn't appear to be wet. I thought when I first started cutting that it seemed like there was moisture coming out, but it's not. It's pretty dry, so that's good. I mean, it does look stained here, but I don't know. It almost looks like maybe at one point all this stuff was injected in here to fill a void. Don't know. But I think what I'm going to do now, since I have it open and since I'm here, I'm going to chip away some of this and see what the condition of this rod is in the hidden area, and hopefully it's fine. And then I will probably backfill with thickened epoxy, put it back down, and hopefully I'm done with the inside of the rudder. Opened her up, she looks just fine in here. So I think this this hollow sound I heard was just the original workmanship. I'll clean this up, fill this in with thickened epoxy, somehow make it so there's no void here. Put her back down again, get this piece back in, and then I can tie it all back together again and move on to, there's cracks all over the place, so the whole thing needs to be reconditioned, but that's the approach. But good news, looks like the inside's just fine. Okay, filled in that area with thickened epoxy, tacked that guy back down, kind of sanded and leveled this off, and then filled in as best I could, eyeballing with epoxy that filled in area. I didn't want to do everything all at once. Too much thickened epoxy, it'll just get too hot. I mean, this is questionable. That's going to get warm. But so there you go. Next step will be let this cure, flip it over, make enough thickened epoxy I can mush it down, and it comes out the edges and hopefully fill all the voids. So got this closed back up. Had to grind down a little bit to get it to lay flat again because I added so much material. And then painted both sides with unthickened epoxy, then mixed up a bunch of thickened epoxy and gooped it on, smushed it down until it was coming out of the edges, and put some weight on it. I didn't want to squeeze all of it out. Obviously I want to keep some in there to keep the bond, but I think I got a pretty good right now. So that's that. What do you think? Not interested. All right, pulled the clamps off and the plastic up. Another test. Doesn't sound any different. Voids filled. So now I have to grind all around a good amount. I got to figure out the distance here and fill her up with many layers of fiberglass to tie this back into that. And then that patch will be good. And then I think I'm going to really concentrate just on the edges. You can see, I mean, there's a good crack right along here. So I got, well, this will be taken care of when I do that anyway, but all the way around, all the edges. All right, a little bit of grinding. And there's the line where the patch was, or where the connection was. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this was a patch or if this was from the original construct of the rudder. And then this is what happens. This is what looks like where these cracks are along the edge. So I think I'm just gonna chip out as much as I can that whatever appears loose. Suck it out with the shop vac, whatever's in there, and then put some thickened epoxy in all the way around, and then put some new fiberglass on. Okay, I've got her on edge. This is where I was working. Extended over here. This is where it was all cracked, and basically it's two sides of the fiberglass smushed together, and this was just all the I don't know what it is. This is this white stuff. I don't know if it's just caulk or what it is, but whatever they used to fill in the hole was what was loose and cracked. So it chipped away the loosest stuff. For whatever reason, the fiberglass wasn't wrapped over here. Clearly it is here. So it will be. I'm going to fill this with thickened epoxy inside and then rewrap this. I still got to clean up around there. But going down, this is actually the foam core material that's exposed right here. So I gotta fair this a little bit, fill this with epoxy, and I'll cover this again. This I gotta clean up some, but I think this is, I'm not gonna worry about this as far as the size. You can see, oh, I missed some. You can see this is kind of what's loose. This stuff here. So I'll get what is loose out of the way. This is all filled in. It seems to be in good shape, so I'm not going to mess with it. Just put new fiberglass wrap. I got to make sure I don't build it up too much. I need the clearance still, but it needs something. And I got some blue discoloration here. I wonder if that's from the metal deteriorating inside. Maybe I will chip that away and see what I got. All right, whatever that blue stuff was, it was just superficial, so I'm not worried about it. I'll fill that in and wrap it. Okay, this is where I'm at now. Decided to grind off the, I think it's VC17 is the bottom coat paint that's on this. I would have had to clean that up before I was fiberglassing down onto it anyway. And I pulled up the gel coat just so I can get to the fiberglass and get a good seal. I don't know what's going on here. Some kind of strange void that was filled with the gel coat, but I'm just going to leave that. Still working on chipping away. The interesting part is on the other side. This is where the patch is, and I pulled that hump off, or I pulled the gel coat and paint off this part. I think this was a patch of some sort or a fill. I'm wondering if there was the void was there when they built it and they injected this crap underneath to try to fill it up, but it's solid now. So that's where I'm at the moment. So grinding this was a lot of fun. I had the both the grinder with my vac attachment and then the sander with the vac attachment. Big old shop vac. Couple open windows. I got the fan blowing out the window. Full Tyvek suit. And a lot of sweat. So I think I'm going to cut it here. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to fill this up, but this will be more of a winter project. I'm going to move on to the hatch. So if you're interested in subscribing, there should be a blue circle up here, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.